South fans, we've started off our NPLVIC 2022 season on the front foot with a comprehensive 3-1 victory against the George Katsakis coached Heidelberg United. They are, South fans, without a question, a top 3 contender this season. And South Melbourne, it needs to be said, arrived in this occasion tonight more ready from a physical perspective, and certainly from the way we played, significantly more ready, to play decisive and comprehensive football against a high-quality opponent. It's very early on in the season, but South Melbourne were absolutely emphatic from the first minute right until the end. Of course, Heidelberg had a red card in the second half, and it needs to be said, I think it's fair to say that, during that time, South Melbourne did drop their intensity. They could have put, their foot down and probably scored 4 or 5 goals. So 3-1 in the end. I think it's a fair score, but when we analyse the chances, it comes to mind immediately that Harrison Soy in the second half had a header from approximately 10 to 12 yards, just cannon off the crossbar. The rebound fell to Max Mikola, who was outstanding on his debut. He thundered his shot straight at goalkeeper White. Then we had another chance where I think it was Ingham, maybe played the ball to Mikola on the left-hand side of the box. Again, 12 or so yards out, powerful strike. But, the Heidelberg player was able to recover and put in a reasonable tackle, to stop another goal for South Melbourne. But, I'm describing chances that happened late in the game. But that first half, we came away 2-0. But it was just great football. Like, I'd say South Melbourne dominated possession, were threatening, almost playing the game in Heidelberg, in Heidelberg's final third. Now, that's something that, we haven't seen at this level of football, for a very, very long time. And we need to say, we need to call it out there. The NPL Victoria is the best league in Australian football. And this season, many teams have made some great signings, including Heidelberg. It's a very, very stacked league. There's a lot of quality. We saw today, Kane Shepherd, towards the end of the match, it was 3-0. Heidelberg were down to 10 men. We gave Kane Shepherd a little bit of space. He was still probably, 20 to 22 yards out, puts it into the top corner. Goalkeeper Javi Lopez Diaz really couldn't do anything about it, but that just shows the quality that's present in this league. So to come out today, and all our new players, from goalkeeper Diaz to Pat Langlar in the middle of the park to Alan Webb, who scored the first goal from a great cross from Andy Brennan, who's also obviously new, or is returning back to the club, but he's new to this squad. To Max Mikola. All these players were outstanding, South fans, and you could see, the crowd, which I estimate, was over 2,000. I'd say, if I was to guess the crowd today, I'd say probably 2,103. If it was an AFCA's A-League tournament cartel fake football equivalent attendance, they'd probably list it as 7,103. It was really encouraging to see this sort of attendance, in the NPL Victoria for South Melbourne. I did speak to a board member who told me that in the corporate area alone there was approximately 300 guests. So, that's 300 guests that aren't really visible on TV. There was people standing up against the fence, probably a couple of hundred there. And I'd probably say at least 1,500 in the stand. The stand, my understanding, fits, approximately, I'm losing my mind, but I think it's around 2,700. So, yeah, over 2,000, I'd say. They left the stadium, especially those who were supporting South Melbourne. I'd say probably about 80 to 85% were supporting South Melbourne. Heidelberg does travel relatively well, and they deserve credit for once again supporting their team and supporting this big occasion. On a Thursday night, to draw a crowd bigger than pretty much every AFCA's A-League tournament cartel fake football event series encounter that's being played midweek, where COVID's being used as an excuse, to see such a vibrant amount of people attend an NPL Victoria game, it was superb. And the football they saw, as has mentioned, was wonderful. And let's look at some of the new players, how they played today. Max Mikola on the left, he's got a box of tricks, South fans. I think you saw some of that today. Not only is he good on the ball, he's got a ridiculously long throw. He's got the longest throw-in I've ever seen, Roberto Carlos style throw-in. And he had about 3 or 4 of those today. And every single time he was hitting either the middle of the box or the back post, and the Heidelberg defence was in disarray. So the opposition need to develop a strategy here, because whether it's a corner or a throw-in to South Melbourne in the final third, the ball is going to be into the box. Then you have his crossing. Every single corner was in that 6-yard box, hit flat. to the point where the Heidelberg defence were expecting it. Late on in the match, there was about 10 Heidelberg players, or combined with South Melbourne, there was something like 15, 16 players in the 6-yard box because they were expecting Mikkola to hit that sort of, dipping flat cross into that 6-yard box. But he mixed it up, South fans. He played it, along the carpet, plays at the race out, and we had another golden chance there. I'm not sure who it fell to, maybe Langlar. But yeah, that was great to see. I did mention as well, Andy Brennan set up the first goal. Very industrious player, takes players on, strong, physical, not going to get bullied around. When he has to put in, when it's a ball to be won and it's a foot race, he's going to win it. And then there's Alan Webb. We saw today his gut running was remarkable. He scored that, he had one really good chance. Cross from Brennan. He was Johnny on the spot, Fox in the box, whatever you want to call him. Tucked it past the keeper. Absolutely, crucial goal to get South Melbourne season, off to a flyer. Break his duck in his first game in front of a good home crowd. Obviously followed by Max Mikkola, soon after to make it 2-0. But, he also won the red card, South fans, because in a foot race as well, he's also likely to win it. And it's just great to have these players, Mikkola, Brennan, Webb in and around Sawyer. And Sawyer today was immense. Like, to me, there were so many good players. I think there wasn't a bad player for South Melbourne today, but Sawyer was up against Marlon Roberts. He's arguably, the toughest centre-back in the league in terms of physical strength. We've got, obviously, South Melbourne with Marshall and Yankovic arguably have players of similar strength. But he was trying to bully Sawyer, and Sawyer was just standing up to him, winning most contests, where the ball was being played to Sawyer. Obviously, Roberts, he also won quite a few. But, Sawyer did really, really well, and his footwork was really good, chesting the ball down, often controlling it, finding space, and it was great to see him get a goal late on. He deserved it, as mentioned. He had hit the crossbar earlier on, so to get the third goal from a corner, and it was really great to see. It was what he deserved after such a round of performance. But there really wasn't a bad player today, South fans. We limited Heidelberg to really half chances. They had to score a world-class goal from Kane Shepherd. And I think, he's a player we all know is one of the best strikers in Australian football. And he showed today, one chance putting it into the top corner so late in the game. He would have been cold most of the game in terms of his involvement. But yeah, like the South Melbourne defence did really, really well. There was an attacker actually who did stand out for me for Heidelberg, number 17. I'm not sure. I didn't look at the team sheets. Maybe Josh Pinn. If I get that wrong, I apologise. He seemed dangerous, and I think will be a great addition to this Heidelberg team, who I fully expect to be a top 3 team. But I just cannot overstate how comprehensive this win was today, and to be able to bring players on, late into the game, like Ingham, like Wallen, like Almazi. These are top grade players, South fans, and we still have Irwin to return as well. We have a very, very good and deep squad of experienced and exciting players who are going to entertain, South Melbourne fans and even opposition fans this year. And I mean, next week against Bentley, that's a crackerjack of a game as well. I thought Bentley this year were going to be a little bit on the downer because they lost so many players, but having looked at the players they've signed, players like Danny Kim, they've managed to get Pierce Waring back. They've gotten, I can't remember his name, but he seems like a good striker from Perth. Some overseas players. I'm actually expecting, they've got Derek as well coming back. I'm expecting Bentley to actually be potentially also a top 4 team. So, that's going to be an absolute, firecracker of a match next Friday at Kingston Heath. And, I encourage all South fans and fans of Bentley and just fans of Australian football who live in Victoria, or even if you're interstate and you're wanting to travel to watch an NPL Victoria match, you should do it because this is a high-quality encounter. The atmosphere is going to be great. Hopefully, being early on in the season, we have good weather, another 2,000 fans at the stadium, and then obviously leading into the Melbourne Derby against the Melbourne Knights. It's a great start, exciting start to the season. South Melbourne have started on the front foot. I spoke to Tony at the merch counter. He said the merch, was doing great numbers as well today. So good to see people supporting the club, buying memberships, buying merchandise. It's a very, very exciting team. If they stay fit, if their confidence keeps on building, they're going to entertain. And I think it's early to call, but we have the makings of a very, very promising season. So support the club, South fans. Turn up to the stadium. And yeah, hopefully we'll see some wonderful things this year. Go South!